YouTube, I'm Kishan, and in this video we are going to create this amazing e-commerce website template using React and SCSS. This is developed using mobile first approach. So let me give you a demo of it. This is the navbar. This is responsive navbar. When we click over this opens and closes with animations. Now this is the home section. We have this custom input form here. Now this is the services section. This is the categories section. When we hover over this, we have this effect here. This is the recommend section. When we click over this button, this also has the effect. Then we have this chooses section. This also has the glue effect. Then we have product comparison. Now we have this promo section. And at the bottom we have our footer. Now when we click over this will scroll to the top of the page. Now let me show you the light mode of this. So this is the light mode. So this also has the animations. Let me show you the animations. I'll reload the page. As you can see, there was this animation. Now let me show you the tablet mode. This is tablet mode and the layout changes according to the size. You can see that here. I'll show you the light mode as well in the tablet mode. Now let me switch over to the desktop mode. So this is the desktop version. We have our navbar. You can see that animations are working perfectly in the desktop mode. I'll also show you the light mode. So now without wasting any further time, let's create this template. So now we'll set up our React app. I'll open a new terminal and I will write npx create React app and the name of a React app, which is e-commerce website. This process may take time depending upon your network connection. So I'll pause the video now. So React application has been set up. Now let's install some dependencies that we need. I'll type yarn add and then the name of dependencies, which are React icons, Then we need scroll reveal for animations. Then we also need SAS for compiling SCSS files. Hit enter to install the dependencies. While it is being installed, I have also copied the assets folder to the source directory. It has all the assets that the project need. You can find this assets folder from the GitHub link given in the description of the video. Now I'll delete some files from here. We also don't need this. We'll delete this. Now inside the index.js, we are gonna remove the index.css import, this import, and we are gonna remove this. And inside the app.js, we are gonna remove all of this. Now we'll create the React component by RFC, and I'll type hello here. Save this and we'll test our application if it's working. Yes, our React application is working perfectly. Now let's create the components that we need. I'll create components directory. Inside the components, I'll first create categories.jsx. Then we will need choose.jsx. Then footer.jsx. Then home.jsx. Then most sold.jsx. Then navbar.jsx. products.jsx. promo.jsx. recommend.jsx. And at last we need scroll to top.jsx. We need one more component, which is services.jsx. Now I'll write RFC in all the component and close the files. Okay, that's done. Now let's create the SCSS files that we may need. So I'll create a new directory which is SCSS, and inside it we'll first create an index.scss. Then we'll create partial base.scss. These are partial files which will be imported in index.scss. The I would be small here. Make sure you don't forget the underscore before the file names, because it is a convention that has to be followed by SAS. Okay, that's all the SCSS files we need. Now let's import every file inside this. I'll write at import, then base. Make sure these are in the order which I write, because it may override some styles or it may require some variables. So the variables are inside the base files. Let me copy this and paste it several times. I'll just change from here. Okay, we have created services.scss, but it's not showing here. Services, then we have categories, recommend, choose, products. This would be promo, and at the end we have footer. Yeah, that's all. Now inside the app.js we are gonna import this scss file. Right, import dot slash scss, and we are gonna import the index.scss. That's all. Now while we are here, let's import all the components inside this div. We'll give this div a class name of app, and we'll also write a data theme equals to theme. Let's remove this. We'll do this afterwards. Let's write scroll to top. Scroll to top. It's not coming. The auto imports are not working. I think the files needs to be open here. Yeah, let's try that now. Categories, yeah, the files need to be open. Okay, let's open all the components files. You need to double click on those to keep it open in VS Code. Now let's head over to app.js and import those again. Yeah, now it's working. Navbar, home. After home we have services. After services we have categories, then we have recommend, and after recommend we have choose, then we have products, then we have promo, and last we have footer. Save this. Let's check if it, yeah, our app is working, it is not breaking. Now let's open responsive mode, because this is mobile first approach. I'll short this. Okay, so that's completed. Now head over to base.scss and we are gonna do some base styling. We'll head over to base.scss, and here first we'll create a root, and we are gonna have some variables here. I'm just gonna copy and paste some variables here. You can get these from the description of the video, from the GitHub link. So I have copied the variables. These all variables we are gonna be using. I'll just expand the screen so you can write it from there. Now after this we have defined a data theme attribute, and if it is dark then we are going to change the variable values. So this is for the dark mode. Okay, let's save this and let's head over to app.js, and here we'll create a state which is use state const theme set theme is equals to use state. This is for toggling the theme. So we'll write beta theme is equals to theme. So initially the theme would be dark theme. Now let's head over to base.scss. I'm gonna shrink this video, the screen. Now we'll have the star selector and we'll give it a margin of 0, padding of 0, and a box sizing of border box. So this will reset all the margin and padding. Then we'll select the HTML and give it a scroll behavior of smooth. This is for the smooth scrolling. Then we have body. Inside this we are going to give it a font family. So let's copy the have the font family for the project from fonts.google.com. We are going to use the Nanito, and we are going to copy all the static version. We are going to copy this all, not the italic one. Okay, that's all. Let me maximize this, and we need to reload this. Yeah, it's here. I'm gonna use this import statement, copy, and at the top of our file I'm gonna paste it. Now I'm gonna copy this, shrink this, and write that here. Okay, that's all. I'm going to close this now. After body, we have the app. Let's give it a background color of var background. This is .app. This is the class name. Then we'll have HTML. We have the HTML body and the app. Let's see here, HTML body and app. And we are going to give it an overflow of visible. We'll select the UL, give it a list style type of none. Then we have some utility class, mx-3, which is for margin 0, 1.5 rem to top left and right. Then we have py3, that is for padding 3 rem to top and bottom and 0 to left and right. Then we'll have our media query, media only, screen, and min device width, which is 280 pixels, and max device width, which is 1080 pixels. And in this range we are going to select HTML body and our app to give it a max width of 100 viewport width and overflow X of hidden. So the max width of this screen to the tablet versions would be 100 viewport width. Anything overflows the x-axis would be hidden. Now let's select the app and give it a WebKit scroll bar. This would have display of none. We don't want to display in scroll bars here. And we'll write a media query again. Media only screen, and for the min device width 1200 pixels. For the MX3 class, we'll give it a margin of 0 and 5 rem to left and right. So that's it. Our base styles are completed. So our base setup is completed. Now we'll create the navbar. Before styling our navbar, I've made a mistake. So we have imported all these files inside the services.scss. Instead, here we have to import all of this inside index.scss. So please correct that. Let's reload this. Yes, our styles are here. Now let's head over to navbar.jsx. First, we'll be needing an state. So we'll import the useState hook. Then let's also import all the icons that we may need. That is the GI. Let's write React icons first. React icons GI. Copy this. And we are going to write GI hamburger menu. This one. Paste this 4 times. And after GI, then we have MD. We want MD close. Then MD, after MD we have IM sun. We need the BS, and from BS package we are gonna import the BS fill moon fill. That's all. These are the icons that we may need. Then here I'll create the state, nav state, and set nav state is equals to use state. Initially that would be false. Okay, now replace this with nav tag, and here inside we have the container class name. Then we need py3 and mx3. Then we have div with a class name of brand. Inside that we'll have our span tag and the name of our website. Then we have span with a class name of dot, which would have a dot. After this we have an div with a class name of links container. Inside that we have div with a class name of toggle. We'll write nav state. If the nav state is true, we are gonna render md close, and if it is false, we are gonna render gi hamburger menu. Save it, and on click of these icons we are gonna call our hook set new stat. and we'll write false. Copy this and paste it inside the GI hamburger menu and replace the false with true. That's it. Yeah, is our icon here? Yeah, our icons are here. Because of the color, it's not visible, but they are here. Then after this div, we have another div with a class name of links, and this would be wrapped in curly braces, and this would be backticks. We are going to use string interpolation for our class name. We are going to write nav state. If nav state is true, then we are going to add an responsive toggle class name, and if it's false, we don't want to add any class name. That's it. Inside this div, we have our ul. Inside ul, we have our li. Inside li, we have our a tag. We'll write hash here and we'll write home. Save this, and we are gonna copy this 4 times. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'll just replace the text from here. This is landings. You can write any text here. Pages, docs, and help. That's it. You can see that text is here. So our navbar content is ready. Now we need to style this navbar. So I'll head over to navbar.scss. First I'll select nav and give it a background color of where blue background. Yeah, the background has changed. Now let's give it a transition also of where transition. So whenever the color changes, we have our transition. Now let's select the py3 and give it a padding of 2 rem of top and bottom and left and right of 0. Let's select the container, give it a display of flex, justify content of space between. Then we need to give it a align items of center. Inside this, we'll select our brand, give it a display of flex, gap of 0.3 rem. This won't be visible now. Let's select the span and give it a color of dark blue. Yeah, it's visible now. Let's give it a font size. Font size of 2 rem. And what should we do next? Let's select font family and give it a bolder. No, not font family. The font family would be Verdana, and font weight would be bolder. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so we'll also select the dot and give it a color of where ocean blue. So this would not be visible now. It would be visible when we switch the color. Now let's select the links container, select the toggle, and we'll give it a display of flex first. And let's select the SVG and give it a color of where SVG color. Yeah, that's visible now. And let's give it a gap of 1 rem. flex direction would be row reverse, and a position would be relative, and z index z. Okay, we need to write semicolon here. Yeah, z index would be 1. That's it. Now we'll select the links, and first we'll give it a width of 0 viewport width, then we'll give it a position of fixed, and we'll give it a right of 0 and the top of 0. This is not working. I don't know why. We need to figure out that. Okay, this all is inside the toggle. Let's give it a display of none to test if it's working. No, it's not working. Let's give this a display of none. This should work. Yeah, it's working. So we might have missed something inside here. Okay, so this should be inside this div. So I'm gonna close this, cut this and paste it inside this div. Yeah, this is working now. Let's remove the display of none. Let's click here if it's working. Yeah, this toggle is working. Now based on the toggle, what we are gonna do is we will have the navbar responsive toggle, give it a width of 60 viewport width and a right of, let's not give the right property, it's not needed. We'll just give it a visibility of visible and an opacity of 1. Let's click here. Yeah, you can see that it is here. Now let's style this. First select the UL. Let's give this a height also, a height of 100 viewport height and a background color of where background. Then we'll give it a visibility of hidden and a transition of where transition. Then we'll also provide the opacity to 0. That's it. Yeah, the animation thing is working now. Now let's style this. Inside the UL, we'll give it the height of 100%. First, we'll give it a display of flex, justify content of center, align items of center, and a flex direction of column. Let's give it a gap of 4 rem. Yeah, the gap is there. Now let's select the li, and inside the li we have a give it a text decoration of none, text transform of uppercase, and a color of where light blue. Also let's give it a font weight of bold. It's working fine. Okay, so now what we'll do, whenever we click here, we want to close the navbar. So let's implement that. head over to navbar.jsx, and inside here at the top what we will do is, now after this we'll select the HTML from document dot query selector, and we'll specify HTML tag. Okay, why do we have error? Yeah, this is const. Now whenever we click on HTML, we will add an event listener, and whenever we click on the HTML, we will set the new stat to false. Let's test it. Okay, that's working. Now this won't open because this toggle is inside the HTML. As soon as this is clicked, the navbar would be closed because of this function. You need to stop that. So inside this links container, we will provide, and on the on click we'll provide the event here. We'll write the curly braces. This would be inside this, and before setting the nav state to true, we'll stop the event propagation, and this should work. Yeah, this is working. But now whenever we click inside this navbar, it will also close. You can see that. We want to fix that. So when we click inside this navbar, we don't want to close this. So we'll just copy this and have a on click on this links container, on click. So now inside here we have the function, we'll have the event object here, and we'll write the e.stop propagation here as well. Save it. So this would not close when we click inside this. So yeah, that's all. Our navbar is completed. Now we'll do the home section. So now let's head over to home.jsx, and here first we are gonna import BI search icon from React icons. BI, save it, and now we are going to give a class name to this div of home, and inside this div we are going to have another div with a class name of container. Also we'll add the mx3 here and the py3 utility class here. Then we'll have the title container inside this. It would have an h2. We'll write the content as browse million products for your needs. After the h2 we have an input container. Inside the input container we have an input type of text, and the placeholder would be I want to buy. After this we have an div with the class name of icon, and inside the div we have our icon BI search. So that's all. Now leaving 3 divs from here, 1, 2 and 3, we have extra image div. Inside this we are gonna have the image of home, and the alt text would be home. We'll import the image, import home from /assets and home.png. Save this. Yeah, the markup is ready. Now let's head over to home.scss and style this. Let's head over to home.scss. We'll first select the home class name, then we'll give it a background color of where blue background. Then we'll give it a z index, of 1. Let's select the container inside this, give it a display of flex and a flex direction of column. Also give it a gap of 2 rem. Then we'll select the title container, select the h2 and select the input container. We'll have the input inside this, and after the input we have the icon. Inside the icon we have the SVG, and what I'm gonna do is we'll just have the elements here. Select the extra image. Inside this we have the image, and I'm gonna give it an size now. So max inline size would be 100%, and I'll give it a block size of auto. Yeah, that's it. So now we can style this more perfect. This is title container, so let's give it a display of flex, then give it a flex direction of column and a gap of 2 rem. Also we'll give it a align items of center. Let's select the h2. First give it a color of where dark blue, then we'll give it a text transform of uppercase. Also we'll give it a text align of center. Yeah, we don't need this. Now we have the input container. So first we'll give it a display of flex, then we'll provide justify content of space between. After that we have align items of center, gap of 1 rem. Let's do one thing, let's give it a background color so you can see the things. Where background, now let's give it a padding of 0.5 rem. Yeah, that would be visible now. After the padding, let's give it a color of where dark blue. Then what should we do next? Let's give the width of 100% as well. Also will provide border radius of 1 rem. Now let's select the input, and first let's select the color. We'll copy the color from here. We'll give it a background color of where background. Now we'll give it a padding left of 1 rem. Padding left, not padding. Also will provide border none. Then we'll give it a font size of 1 rem. We'll give it a width of 70%. Yeah, that's it for the input. Now whenever we focus on this, we don't want to give any outline. So now the outline would be removed. It's complete. Now let's select the icon, give it a background color of where ocean blue. Let's give it a padding also. Padding of 0.3 rem would be enough. Let's provide a display of none. I don't think it's working. Yeah, it's working. Now let's provide justify content of center. First we need to provide display of flex, justify content of center, align items of center, and a border radius of 0.5 rem. We'll also give it a border radius. We just gave the border radius. Now we'll give it a cursor of pointer, and we'll give it a transition of where transition. Yeah, that's all. Now whenever we hover over this, we want our background color to wear dark blue. Let's hover over this. Yeah, it's working. Let's select the SVG and give it a color of white and a font size of 1.3 rem. Yeah, that's it. So our home is also completed. Yeah, our home is completed. Now we will have the services section. Now let's head over to services.jsx. We'll import an icon which is hi arrow sm right from React icons hi. So this is from uh, React icons hi, but we misspelled it. I'll just write it again. Hi arrow sm right. Yeah, that's it. Now we'll import the images we need. So I'll write import service one from assets service one.png. Save this, copy this 3 times, and I'm just gonna change this. Okay, we made spelling mistake. SERVICE. Yeah, that's it. So now we'll change the name and the path, which is 2, 3, and 4. Save it. And now this div would have a class name of services container and the mx3 utility class and py3 utility class. Okay, let's inside this we have the container. Inside the container we have service dot one. This is 1. Inside this one we have p which has weekly deals. Then we have h4 which has free delivery. Then we have button which has learn more. Then we have an div with a class name of image. Inside this we will have our image. We will provide the source as service1. Here we'll write service1. Yeah, that's it. Now after this div we have service and we'll write 2. So this is the service2. Here we have content. Inside the content we have h4 which has discount up to 25%, and inside we have p, and inside that we have learn more. Then we have our hi arrows sm right. Yeah, that's it. Save it. Now let's copy this, paste it, and we'll just change the class name to 3. And okay, we made a mistake. After this div we also have the image. Inside the image we'll provide our service2, and this is service2. Let's copy this div and place it above the content. This would be service3 and the content would be free 5 GB data. And the p has the free no. Yeah, before this we'll write learn more. Yeah, that's okay. So that's done. Now after this div we have another div with service and 4. Inside that we have anniversary, monthly, deals. Then we have h4 which has free delivery. Then we'll have this p of learn more. And after this we have an image with img src would be service 4 and the alt text would be service 4. Yeah, that's it. So all our images and content is here. So our markup is ready. Now let's head over to services.scss to style this. Services.scss, we'll select the services container. We'll select the container, give it a display of grid and grid template columns of 1fr. We'll provide it a gap of 2 rem. Let's give it a display of none if it works. Yeah, that's working. Remove this display of none. Now after this we'll select the service inside this and give it a background color of where card color. Yeah, the card color is here. Then we'll give it a padding of 2 rem, border radius of 1 rem, display of flex direction of column. Then we'll give it a align items of center and justify content of center. We'll give it a gap of 1 rem. Then we'll give it a transition of where transition. We'll give it a text align of center, and when we hover over this we are going to have the box shadow of elevate shadow. Let's try that. Yeah, the shadow is here. Now let's style this further. Let's select the content, give it a display of flex direction of column, gap of 0.5 rem. align items of center and justify content of center as well. Now after this p content, we have p. First we'll provide color of where light blue, then we'll give it a text transform of uppercase, then we'll give it a display of flex, justify content of center, align items of center. Let's check that. It would not be visible right now because of this image. So now let's have the styles of the image first. We'll select the image would be max inline size of 100% and a block size of auto. Yeah, that's it. So you can see our styles now. Let's head over to the P again. We'll provide a gap of 0.3 rem. That's working. Now let's select the SVG and provide a font size to the SVG of 1.4 rem. Now after this we have the H4. Let's give it a color of where dark blue. Then we have the button. Select the button and give it a background color of where blue. Then we'll give it a padding of 0.4 rem and 0.8 rem. The button is here. Then we'll give it a border radius of 2 rem, color of white, and a border of none. Also we have the cursor as pointer. That's it. So our styling is complete for the services section. Okay, let's do one thing. After this, select the 2 and the 3 and give it a flex direction of row. Yeah, that's it. So now our services section is completely styled. Now we have our categories section. After this, let's create that. Let's head over to categories.jsx. Here I have already imported the categories images and the categories array of object. You can get this from the GitHub link, or you can just write it. Okay, so now this div has a class name of categories container. Then we have utility class mx3 and py3 here. Inside this we have the container, then we have the title container, h2 which has categories as text. After this we have categories. Here we'll map the categories object, categories.map. Here we'll destructure the properties, which is image, title and description. After this we also need the index, and now we'll return the JSX markup. From here we have the category. We'll also provide an key attribute which would be index. Now we'll select image. src would be image. Here we'll write the category. After this we have the h4. This would have title. Then we have description inside a p tag. And after all of this, after this div, we have a button of show all. Yeah, that's it. So our markup is complete. Now let's style this. Let's head over to categories.scss. So now here first we have the categories container. Categories container. Inside this we have container. We'll give it a display of flex direction of column, gap of 3 rem, justify content of center, and align items of center as well. Then we'll select the title container, give it a width of 100%, text align of center. We'll select the h2, give it a color of where dark blue. Then we'll select the categories, give it a display of grid, a grid template columns of repeat 2 1 fr. We'll provide a width of 100%, gap of 1 rem. We'll select the category. We'll give it a display of flex direction of column, align items of center, gap of 1 rem, padding of 1 rem, border radius of 0.7 rem, background color of where card color 2. We'll give it a box shadow of fixed shadow, and we'll provide a transition of where transition. And now when we hover over this, we'll give it a box shadow of where elevate shadow. Yes, it is working. Now after this we have h4, and we'll give it a color of where dark blue. Then we have p. We'll give it a color of where light blue. Yeah, so that's styled. So we just need to style this button now. After this we have the button. We'll give it a padding of 0.8 rem and 2 rem. We'll give it a border radius of 2 rem. Background color would be where background. Then we'll give it a color of where blue. Then we'll give it a border of 0.1 rem solid where blue, and after border we'll give it a font weight of bolder. Then we'll provide a transition of where transition. Then we'll have the hover, and when we hover over this we want our background color to where dark blue. Then we have the color. We'll give it a background color, and the border color would be where background. Yeah, that's it. Let's test it. Yeah, that's working. So our categories is completed, and now we will create the recommend section. So now let's head over to recommend.jsx. I have already copied the images we need. So here are the images and the data. Okay, so that's it. Now here in this div, we will have our class name of recommend container. Then we have the utility class mx3 and py3. Save this, and inside that we will have the container. Then we will have the title container. Inside that we will have h2, which would have recommended for you, recommended for you. Then we have the uh, recommend div. Inside that we have the data.map. Here we will have the image and text. Also we will need the index. We will return the JSX markup, class name of category. We will also provide key as index. Then we will have image. Source of the image would be image, and this would be recommend, and this would be recommend. Let's write it category. Then after this we have the h4, which would have text, and after this div we will have a button of show all. Yeah, that's it. So our markup is here. Let's style this. Let's head over to recommend.scss. Now inside here we'll write recommend container. Let's give it a display of none. Yeah, it's working. So we'll remove this. We'll select the container inside this, give it a display of flex direction of column, and a gap of 2 rem. After this, we'll justify content of center, align items of center. Then we'll select title container, select the h2, give it a text, align of center, color of where dark blue. Then after that h2 we have categories. Note that we have a recommend. Let's give it a display of none to check it if it's working. Yeah, it's working. Remove this. Inside this we'll give it a display of grid template columns of 1fr. We'll provide a gap of 2 rem. Then we'll select the category, give it a display of flex direction of column, gap of 2 rem. Select the image, max inline size of 100%, and let's give it a block size of auto. Also will provide a height of 10 rem, width of 100%, and object fit of cover not contain. That's it. Now after this image we have h4. Let's give it a text align center and a color of where light blue, color light blue. Save it. Yeah, that's it. Now let's grab the button styles from categories.scss and copy this. Head over to recommend.scss and after leaving 3 brackets we'll paste it. Okay, so that's complete. Now we have an issue here. Let's head over to recommend.jsx and this recommend div and the button should be out of this title container. Save it. Yeah, that's it. So it's working now. So our recommend is also created. Now we have to create the choosers section. Let's head over to choose.jsx. Here I have already imported the data. You can see it. Now this div has a class name of choose us, then choose us container, then we have the utility class of mx3 and py3. Inside this we have the container, then we have the title container. Inside this title container would have h2 which has why choose us than others. After this we have p, many reasons. Okay, that's it for the title container. So after title container we have content, and content has choose us. So let's head over to categories.jsx and we are gonna copy all of this and paste it inside this chooses. We'll replace this with choose and this would be choose as well. And after this div we will have delivery, and inside we have image with source of choose, and image alt would be delivery. Save it. Categories is not defined. Okay, so this would be data. Yeah, that's all. So our markup is ready. Now let's head over to choose.scss. Now here we have choose us container. Inside it we have container. We'll give it a display of flex direction of column, and a gap of 3 rem. Then inside this we have the title container. Give it a display of flex direction of column, and a gap of 1 rem. Let's head over here and see the title container changes. We'll also give it a text align of center, and h2 would be color where dark blue. Then we have p would have color where light blue. Then we have letter spacing of 0.1 rem, and after this we have line height of 1.2 rem. Then we have content display flex. Then we'll give it a flex direction of column, gap of 1 rem. Then we'll also give it a text align of center. Then we'll select h2. No, we don't need this in the content. We'll also remove the text align of center, and we'll give it a gap of 2 rem. Yeah, that's it. Now we'll have the choose us, Then we'll give it a display of grid, a grid template columns of 1 FR and a gap of 2 rem. Then after this we have the choose. Inside the choose, first we'll give it a background color of where card color 2. Then we'll give it a display of flex direction of column, align items of center, and text align of center. Then we'll give it a gap of 1 rem and a padding of 1 rem. Border radius would be 0.7 rem. This is rem. And after this we'll also give it a box shadow of where fixed shadow, and transition would be where transition. After this we have the hover property. Whenever we hover over this, we want to use the box shadow as the where elevate shadow. Let's test this. Yeah, it's working. Let's fix the font's color. So h4 would be color where dark blue. Then we have P, which would have color as where light blue. After this we will have the delivery. So this is for this image. Delivery display of flex, justify content of center. Then we have the image would be max inline size of 100% and a block size of auto. Yeah, that's it. So our chooser section is also completed. Now we'll have the products. So let's head over to products.jsx. Here I have already imported the images, icons, and the data we need. So I'll just keep it here for a moment. You can pause the video and write it, or you can copy it from the description of the video. Okay, so that's it. Now head over to this div and we'll give it a class name of products container mx3 py3 utility classes, and inside this we have container. Inside this we have title container. We have h2, which has compare the product. After the h2 we have the button, which has new comparison. After this we have products. We'll have the products dot map method. Will destructure image name model processor, not prototype, processor. Then we have the OS and we have the index from here. Return the JSX markup of product, which would have a key of index. Okay, we have some issue here. What is that? Okay, here we forgot to write one more bracket. Yeah, that's it. So it should work now. Now we have some error here. Let's refresh this. Yeah, the errors are gone. Now we have the image container. So here we have the image and alt text would be product. Then we have the images here. Then after this we have h4 which would have name. Then we have h4 again which would have the model. After the model we have a HR. After the HR we have the processor div. In the processor div we have image. We'll write this as processor image, and here the alt text would be processor. After this we have h4 of processor, and after that we have p of processor. Save it. After this we have an OS. I'll just copy this, paste it, and here we'll write OS image. Alt text would be OS. This would be operating system, and this would be OS. Then after this div we have the BS chevron down SVG. Yeah, that's it. So our markup is complete. Now let's head over to products.scss, and inside here first we'll have the products container. Select the container, display flex direction of column, gap of 2rem, text align of center. Select the title container, give it a display of flex. Title container should be here. Display of flex direction of column, justify content of center, align items of center, gap of 2rem. Then we have the h2, and the color would be where dark blue. Okay, and now let's head over to recommend.scss and copy this button styles. Go to products and paste it here. So the button style. After this you will have the products, give it a display of grid, template columns of 1fr, gap of 2rem. Select the product. Inside the product first we'll have the image and resize it so we can see the styling. We'll give it a max inline size of 100%, and we'll also give it a block size of auto and a height of 10 rem. Now let's style the other things. So inside this product we'll have the display of flex direction of column, gap of 1 rem. Then we have align items of center, background color of where card color 2. Then We'll give it a padding of 1 rem. Then we have border radius of 1 rem. Then we'll skip this image part, and after that we have h4. We'll give it a color of where dark blue, and we'll select the HR, give it the height of 0.2 rem, give it a width of 80%, and background color of where dark blue. Okay, that's it. Now we'll select the processor and the OS, give it a display of flex. Then we'll give it a flex direction of column. Flex direction of column. Gap of 1 rem. Justify content of center. Align items of center. Select the P inside this. Give it a color of where light blue. Then we'll select the SVG and give it a color of where ocean blue, and we'll give it a font size of 2 rem. Yeah, that's it. So that SVG would not be visible in the dark mode, but it would be visible in the light mode. So it's there. So yeah, our product section is also complete. Yeah, that's it. Our promo section. So let's head over to promo.jsx. Here first we have to import the promo png. So I'll write import promo from assets and promo.png. Save it, and now we'll give this a class name of promo container. Inside this we have container with utility class of mx3 and py3. Now let's select the content. Okay, content. Then we have the title container. We have the h2 inside. We'll write never miss a promo. After this we have p. We'll write v. So this is an HTML tag. We always give our customers a promo for being loyal to us. Just subscribe to us. That's it. Now after this div we have the subscribe container. Inside this we have input of type email, and placeholder would be your name at email.com. After this we have button would have the subscribe. After this div we have promo image. We'll write image. src would be promo, and alt text would be promo. Okay, that's here. So our markup is done. Now let's head over to promo.scss and style this. So first we have the promo container. We have the background color of where ocean blue. Then we have color of white, margin of 2 rem, border radius of 2 rem. Then we have the container, display flex direction of column, gap of 2 rem, text align of center. Then we have content. Inside the content we have the title container. Inside the title container we have display of flex direction of column, gap of 1 rem. Then we have p inside. We have the line height for p of 1.5 rem and a letter spacing of 0.1 rem. That's it. After this p we have the subscribe container. Inside the subscribe container we will give it a display of flex, then we'll give it a flex direction of column, justify content of center, and then align items of center. We'll also provide gap of 0.5 rem and a background color of white. Then we will provide padding of 1 rem and 0. Then we'll provide border radius of 0.5 rem. Then we'll select the input, give it a width of 90%, and we'll provide border of none. We'll give it a padding of 0.5 rem and 0, and we'll give it a text align of center, font size of 1.1 rem. And when we focus over this, we don't need any outline. Then we have the button. We'll provide a width of 90%. We don't need any border. Background color would be where ocean blue, and the color would be white. Font size would be 1.2 rem, and the font weight would be bold. Padding would be 0.5 rem and 0. Border radius would be 0.5 rem. Yeah, that's it. I think we should give this subscribe container a margin top of 1 rem. Yeah, that's it. So it's looking good. Now let's style this image. So after the button we have the promo image. Inside that we have the image. We'll get at max inline size of 100% and a block size of auto. Yeah, that's it. So our promo section is also styled. Now all that's left is to create the footer section. So now let's head over to footer.jsx. Here I have already imported the icons we need and the links we are going to use. So you can write this. Also, I have created the social links which has all the icons. So yeah, that's it. Now let's replace this with footer, and this would have a class name of py3 and mx3. Then we'll have the brand container, we'll have the brand, this would have a class name of dot, then we have p of description, inside this we'll write a build a modern and creative website with real. After this p we have ul with social links. We'll use the social links dot map the link and the index. Will return the markup. Okay, we don't need to write that because that is one line, so it would automatically return link, and the key would be index. Just save it. Okay, we have some issue here. This is extra, we don't need that. Okay, now after this ul we have another div with class name of links, and we are gonna map the data. Here we also need the index. We have the div with the class name of link, and key would be index. Now we have the h3.title. This would have the type. We have the ul. This would have subtypes dot. So now this subtypes would have the map method. We'll have the type and the index. We'll return the JSX, which would be li. Inside the li we would have an a tag. A would have the type. Also we'll have the href of hash, and this li would have a key of index 2, and this also would be index 2. Save it. Yeah, the links are here. So our markup is complete. Now let's head over to footer.scss and style this. We'll write footer, display of flex, flex direction of column reverse. We'll give it a gap of 2 rem. Then we'll select the brand container, give it a text align of center, give it a display of flex. I think we can copy this from navbar.scss. So this is the brand container. We just need this brand. We'll copy this and go to footer and we'll paste it inside. Display flex, flex direction of column, gap of 1 rem. So now after this we'll also give it a justify content of center. So yeah, that's done. Now after this div we'll have the description. We'll give it a color of where, dark blue. Then we'll select the social links, give it a display of flex, gap of 2rem, and justify content of center. Then we'll select the li, give it a background color of where, red. Then we'll give it a padding of 0.8 rem. Then we'll also give it a display of flex, justify content of center, align items of center. Okay, this is social links, so now it should be visible. Yes, it is visible. Then we have border radius of 2rem and a transition of 0. No, we'll use our transition variable. Yeah, that's it. Now when we hover over this, we want the background color to white, and the SVG would have the color of where, red. Okay, that's working. Now let's style the SVG. After this we have SVG color would be white and font size would be 1.3 rem. Yeah, that's it. So that is styled. Now let's style this links. We have this links, give it a display of grid template columns of repeat to 1fr. We'll give it a gap of 2rem. We'll select the link, give it a display of flex, flex direction of column, gap of 2rem. Select the title, give it a color of where, dark blue. This is color, and after this title we have UL, give it a display of flex direction of column, gap of 1rem. Select li, inside li we have I. Then we'll give it a text. Okay, so text decoration of none. Then we'll have the color of where, light blue. Yeah, that's it. So our footer styling is also completed. Now we'll switch this to tablet mode, and we need to style this for the tablet mode. We'll make this template responsive. So this is the tablet mode. We'll first style this for tablet mode and then we'll style it for desktop mode. So the navbar remains the same for the tablet mode, but let's head over to home.scss, and at here we'll write our media query, media only screen and min device width would be 768 pixels. Let's copy this. So we'll paste it in every component. Then we'll give it a margin of 2rem, border radius of 1rem. Select the container. Inside the container we have title container, then h2, give it a font size of 3.5 rem, and we'll select the input container and give it a width of 80%. Yeah, that's it. So this is done. Now we have the services. So let's head over to services.scss. Now here we'll paste the media query. Inside this, we'll select the container, then we'll give it a grid template columns of repeat 4 and 1FR. Now we'll select the services and we'll write the nth of type selector, nth of type, we'll write 1, and we'll just define the grid area for all of this. Grid area 1, we'll copy this, paste it 3 times. This would be 2, this would be 2, this would be 3, and this would be 3, this would be 4, and this would be 4. Save it. Now we will write the grid template areas. So first would be 1, 1, 1 and 4, and the second would be 2, 2, 3 and 3. Save it. Okay, that's looking good. So that is styled. Now we have the categories. Let's head over to categories.jsx. Not JSX, we will go to the SCSS. So categories.scss, and here we will paste the media. No, we have to copy the media query from services. Copy. Categories, paste. Inside this, we'll select the container, then we'll select the categories, and we'll give it a grid template columns of repeat 4 and 1FR. So there would be 4 here. Yeah, that's it. Now we'll have the recommend. Let's head over to recommend.scss. Here at the end, we'll paste the media query. We'll have the container, the categories, this would be recommend, then we have the category. So recommend would have first the grid template columns of repeat 2 and 1FR. Then we inside the category will select the image and give it a height of 20 rem. That's it. So that is also styled. Then head over to choose.scss, and here what can we do is at the end we'll paste our media query. We'll select the container, then chooses, and give it a grid template columns of repeat 2, repeat. Okay, there should be curly brackets, grid template columns, repeat 2, 1FR. Okay, this should work, but it's not working. Container, let's go to display of none. Yeah, that's working. Then the choosers will have display of none. Okay, so the styles inside choosers are not working. So okay, this should be inside content and then choosers. So we'll write content here. remove this. Okay, that's working now. Now we have this compare the product. So that would be inside product.scss. And here what can we do is we'll just have grid template columns changed. We'll select the container and we have the products and we'll write grid template columns of repeat to 1FR. Now that's it. Now let's head over to promo. Inside promo we'll have, no, we don't need to change anything inside this promo. Now let's head over to footer.scss and here to paste the media query, give it a flex direction of row, then we'll give it a gap of 5rem, then we'll select the brand container and the width would be 40% for that. That's it. So this is style for the tablet version. Okay, that's completed. Now let's head to the desktop version and we need to do many things here. So firstly we'll have our navbar changed. So head over to navbar.scss and at the end we are going to paste our media query. We'll change this to 1200 pixels and copy this. First we need background color of where background, then we'll give it a margin of 2rem, then we'll provide margin top of 0, then we have py3 padding 1rem and 0. Then after this we have the container, then we have the links container, inside that we have toggle display of none. After this toggle we'll have the links, we'll provide position of initial, then we'll give the height of max content, visibility of visible, opacity of 1 and a width of 100%. Save it. Okay, so the links are here now. Then we have the UL, give it the height of 1rem, flex direction of row, and we'll select the color mode and give it a display of block. So this is not in the DOM yet. We'll write this when we are going to create the dark theme and light theme switching. So that's done. Now let's head over to home.scss and here paste the media query. Margin would be 0, 5rem. Select the container, flex direction of row, gap of 1rem, padding of 2rem, 4rem, title container, align items, flex start. Then we have the h2 text align of start. After h2 we have extra image, then we'll write image height 25rem and the max inline size would be none. Yeah, that's it. So home is also styled. Now Let's head over to services. Here we'll just change the font size. So paste that media query, select the container, select the service, select H4, font size of 2 rem. That's it. Now the categories. I don't think we need to change anything here. Yeah, we don't need to change anything here. Then we have the recommend. Here I think we'll just change the grid template columns. Select this, container, categories. Okay, so that is recommend. We'll copy. No, we don't need to copy because we have our media query copy. Repeat for 1FR. Okay, so that's completed. Now we will have this choose section. Let's head over to choose.scss. We'll paste the media query. It should be here. We'll write the container, then we'll write the content, flex direction of row reverse, then we'll have gap of 4 rem, then we'll have the choose us, and we'll give it a grid template columns of repeat to 1FR. That's it. So that is also styled. Now we have this products.scss, and in the products we are gonna have the media query. After the media query, we're gonna select the container, title container, flex direction of row, justify content of space between, then we'll have the margin of 0.5 rem, and after this we have the products and give it a grid template columns of repeat for 1FR. That's it. So that is also completed. Now let's head over to promo.scss. promo.scss. Paste the media query. Select the container. Flex direction of row reverse. Select content. Display flex. Flex direction of column. Justify content of center. Gap of 2 rem. Padding of 0.5 rem. Then we have the subscribe container. We'll give it a flex direction of row, padding of 0.5 rem and 1 rem. We'll select the input and provide width of 70%. Then we'll have the button. We'll provide width as 30%. We'll give it a height of 100%. Padding of 1 rem. Okay, that's it. So promo is also styled. Now head over to footer.scss, and here after this we'll paste it, and links, grid template columns, repeat for 1FR, repeat 4 and 1FR. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so this is responsive now. Now let's style the scroll bar while we are here. Head over to base.scss, and here at the bottom we'll write WebKit scroll bar. Background color would be white and width would be 0.3 rem. Then we'll select WebKit scroll bar thumb, background color would be 48 CAE4. Yeah, that's it. Okay, the scroll bar is here. Okay, now let's add animations to this template. We'll add the animation, so let's head over to app.js. We'll import use effect from here, use effect, and we'll need the scroll reveal. Copy this. We'll have the use effect. We'll have a function as register animations. We'll have const sr is equals to scroll reveal. We'll pass origin as bottom. Then we have distance of 80 pixels. Then we have duration of 1000 milliseconds, which is 1 second, and a reset of false. After this, we are going to use the sr.reveal method. Then we'll pass an string. We have nav, we have home, then we have services container, then we have categories container, then we have recommend container, then we have choose us container. After this, we have products container, then we have promo container, and at the end we have footer. So after this string, we'll pass an object which would have an interval property of 500. Okay, that's it. Now after this, we will call our register animations. Yeah, that's working. Now we'll have an window.set timeout. And after 1500 milliseconds, this would run. We'll have const home is equals to document dot get element by id. This would be get elements by class name home, and we'll select home of 0 dot style dot transform style dot transform is equals to none. Yeah, that's it. So that was because we would have an issue when we have responsive mode. Okay, everything is working perfect. So we just had our animations now, and okay, the animations are working perfectly. And now we will have the dark light mode switching. The dark light mode. Now after this set use state, we'll have an const of change theme is equals to theme triple equals to dark. Then we'll set theme to light, or else we'll set the theme to dark. That's it. Now Now we'll pass these properties to navbar. Change theme and current theme equals to theme. Now let's head over to navbar.jsx because the toggling would be done by the navbar. So let's have the props from here. We have the change theme and the current theme. Now after this toggle, no, let's do for the response for the mobile desktop mode first. Li inside this will have the current theme triple equals to dark. We'll have our I am sun and we have BS fill moon. This would have a class name of sun and this would have a class name of moon. Save it. Okay, that is here but it is not visible yet. So let's have an on click also. On click is equals to change theme and this would have a class name of color mode. So now let's head over to navbar.scss and have that inside the li. So inside the li, after this a, we'll write sun. The color would be yellow and font size would be 1.4 rem. Then we have the moon. We'll write color as blue and a font size of 1.4 rem, and we'll also write color mode display none. Okay, so the switching is working now. So this is the light mode. We need to refresh this. Okay, now let's switch to responsive mode. Here we don't have any toggling. Now we will add that. Head over to navbar.jsx. We will just copy this and where we'll place it. This would be after the hamburgers. After this we have div, we paste it and we'll have a on click of change theme. Change theme, yeah. Okay, we also need the colors here. So let's head over to navbar.scss and navbar.scss. We'll copy this and this would be inside the links container after this toggle. Actually, it should be inside toggle. Paste it. Yeah. Okay, so we have completed our template and it is working perfectly. You can see that there is no color switching from here. We removed it. I'll give you a final demo of it. So this is the light mode. I need to refresh this. Okay, that's it for the video. If you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and if you have any questions you can ask them in the comment section below. See you next time.